Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Hope you're well. Now, you may be thinking, my goodness, she's already done a journal and she's doing another one. I just felt to do this particular journal because when I was starting, I remember feeling so overwhelmed by sewing or making a journal. It's taken me probably now about 7-8 months before I actually even attempted that cereal box journal. So I didn't want to leave anyone out. For you, if you're a beginner, I want to show you a way that you can make a journal that is not too difficult. And this is a no-sew journal. And it's also really cheap, and you can even use some of your supplies. What we are going to use today are these are exercise books. You may call it composition book, or I don't know. These are just little school books, line books that I decided what we are going to do is we are going to bind them, but with glue. And these were something like 20 cents in the shops, so they're not very expensive to buy. And I'm going to show you how we can actually do that. And I'm going to use some wrapping paper, which I have left over in my stash. This wrapping paper has a bit of a history because I bought this, believe it or not, in a shop which sold plants, and they had a whole roll of it, and it was something like $2 or $3, and I just love how it's brown. And it's brown paper and it's printed on brown paper. I absolutely love that. So I thought I might use this to cover these, and this will be my binding. Again, this is from my stash, so it didn't really cost me anything. Just cost me some, that's what, $1 to buy. They were 20 cents, so $1 to buy these exercise books. So I just want to assure you, if you're a beginner, this is a good way to start. And you may be thinking, oh, I don't like those papers on the inside. Don't worry, because we are going to cover over them. When you collage, you can collage over them. No one's going to see the paper. If you want to leave part of it out, you can certainly do that. So let's get started. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to use fabric glue that I got from Kmart. You may call it Walmart, or just, it's not a very expensive glue. This cost me something like $3 or $4, and it wasn't too expensive. So I'm just going to put glue all over it, and I'm just going to make sure that they stick together. And I'm going to do the next one. So make sure you have enough, and that's going to go on here. Don't worry, I will show you how to make sure that it's not going to come apart. And here, it's cold and wet here in Australia today, and I hope that you use this weekend to just do something creative. And for me, I have had a very busy couple of weeks. As you know, you may not know, but if you're new here to my channel, my mom hasn't been well. She's in her 80s, and when she goes into hospital, it's really difficult for me juggling home, all my responsibilities, and this is actually how I started junk journaling. So I'm just going to leave that to dry, and I will come back to it, and we will do the next part. Alright, so that's dry, and for the next part, I decided, so this is the inside, so this is in between the first book and the second book. just to be safe, I didn't want this moving. I decided to put staples just in the corners here so that it will just hold that in. If you don't like the look of it, don't worry about it, because what I'm going to do is definitely I'm going to put something over it, collage it, or whatever it is, right? So that will be covered up. Some people do put packing tape. I think it's Johanna. I think this was actually one of her ideas, and I'm just doing a little bit of a variation to hers. So I'm just going to staple that, and I'm going to do that for the rest of the book in between that. So it just means that it just holds it secure a little bit more. So this is the last page. Now, if you know, and if you've previously seen my channel, you know that I love using the stapler for added interest. So I actually don't mind using this. Now, that's really fairly secure now. So, which means then we can go ahead, and then I'm going to use this as the binding here and wrapping that around there like that. So I've decided to do it the other way. I've decided to cut the paper into half, and I've decided to actually, I'm going to glue this piece with a glue stick onto here because I wanted the binding to be on top. So that's why I decided to do it this way rather than just wrap the book around. So I'm just going to do that, and so there you go. And I wanted this to be about here, and I will wrap that around in a minute, and then we'll just open the book. And that will be there, and we will just do this side. And round about there. And then, so you can obviously use wrapping paper, or if you have scrapbook paper that you wanna use up, or you could make a collage on this page itself. You can certainly do that, but because I had this, I decided to do it this way, and then that can go on there. So we'll just finish this off first. So make sure it's all smooth, and I will just fold rather than cut this time, so that I don't see any part of that yellow cover which I don't want to see. And I'm just going to fold that, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And what I might do later is to put something over here just to neaten it all up. So for now, just make sure that all is nice and glued. in. Yep. And that's on that side, so make sure this is nice and flat. And we'll do this side. And for the binding, I'm going to use fabric glue. Just make sure that they're equal, the front and back, and then you can glue it down. So I'm just putting glue there, and I'm putting glue on the sides. So we'll do this side first. And press it down. Don't worry about the it's longer, because I'm just going to cut that out later. So that's there. So fabric glue is quite a sticky glue. So, and you have to work with it quickly, and I'm going to do this side. Just move that across a little bit more. Yep. And I'm just going to let that dry now. Just make sure that it's nice and snug. So when I'm just cutting this, I'm just going around. Just is around here. And then just going around here. Just making sure that I don't take too much out. So going around here. And then this is, doesn't even matter which is the front and which is the back, because they look pretty much the same, but I think this is the front. So I was just thinking, now what we can do is to decorate it. I found a few bits and pieces for the front, and I thought that it might be good to place that there, and maybe there. I might make a cluster of some sort. So, and I was just thinking of, I might go and get my lace too, and put that on the side. So let me just go and grab that. So I found my lace, which is what I'm going to put here along the side. And that's just going on here. And I've decided to, so I've got this book. It's called Commercial Typewriting, and it's vintage, because I think I didn't plan for this book to be like having a vintage feel, but I think that's how it's turning out like. So this book is, I think the first edition is 1922 and this edition is 1958. So it was such a blessing to get this from the thrift shop, $2. And I love it because it's got this writing as well as typewriting, and I'm going to put that here and have it as a pocket where I can put a few things in there. I've just stapled the two ends, and I'm just going to glue that on to here, onto this page. Might be quite interesting to actually read some of what's on the on the page here. But I'm just going to glue that. And that's just going to sit there. And for the back, I'm going to do the seam. But I was thinking that little bit here, I have got some washi that looks like this. So it's got little bunnies on it, which I'm going to this is, sometimes it gets a little bit like that, trying to get washi out. But here we go. It's just really cute. Can you see? It was given to me by my daughter, and I'm just going to cut the end because it's, so I'm going to just stretch that from that corner just till here, and I'm gonna cut that. Alright, so I had some of that scrap binding and fabric, so I decided to put it over there, just over that, and for a bit of an interest for that. And I was just thinking, with the front, I will use this and that and that and I think I'm happy with that. So I'm going to actually staple that, which is here. Oops. So you can make a cluster and just use the stapler to put them all together like this. I'm just holding that on because the glue is drying, and that can just sit there. I think I'm happy with that, and I'm gonna glue that on. So if you don't have fabric glue, you're welcome to use Elmer glue or PVA. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that is how easy this book is to do if you are not into sewing. I will show you in the next video because it's fairly noisy, my dog's barking, and I don't think I can continue on filming. I'm going to actually do a few pages in this journal to show you how you can cover this lined paper. But otherwise, this is how it's turned out. So you can use any paper that you want, lace different things. When you cover it up, no one will know that it is just a simple exercise book which cost me $1. Let me know if you are going to try this or if you have tried it, and how is your experience. And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next few videos of how I fill this journal. See you later. Bye.